This is the Let's Go Blues Minute brought to you by Puckdoku, the original hockey doku. Now here's your host, Jeff Ponder.
It was a momentous night in Winnipeg as Jimmy Snuggerud scored his first playoff goal for the St. Louis Blues with nearly no time left on the clock in the first period. However, the Blues couldn't muster another goal and fell to the Winnipeg Jets 2-1 and fall to an 0-2 deficit in the best-of-7 series. Stop me if you've heard this one. Kyle Connor scored the game-winning goal in the third period to seal the Blues' fate on the night, breaking the tie at 143. It was all the Jets needed as they held off the Blues and allowed just 5 shots in the third period. Goaltender Connor Hellebuyck had surrendered at least 3 goals in each of his last 10 playoff starts, but his 21 saves on the night ended that skid. Connor made it 2-1 with a one-timer in the slot after Cole Perfetti found him with a pass behind the net. Connor now has both game-winning goals in the series and has tallied 19 goals and 42 points in 35 career regular season and playoff games against the Blues. It certainly doesn't help the Blues when they leave him wide open in the slot like they did in this game. Again, I'm speaking about Game 2, but it's the same old story. Center Mark Scheifele had a goal and an assist for the Jets in this game. Scheifele and Connor have now combined for 9 points and a +8 rating against the Blues in these first 2 games of the series. Jordan Binnington was knocked around a good amount in this game, getting ran into on Scheifele's first period goal by Snuggerud, who saw the puck go in the net off his skate. In the second period, Scheifele again drove the net, lost his footing, and crashed into Binnington. Despite the physicality, Binnington played a great game and made 20 saves. Speaking of physicality, the Jets out-hit the Blues 33-29. In the series so far, the Blues have out-hit the Jets with an amazing 82-66 difference. Snuggerud did make up for his mistake later after that goal, with his power play goal at the end of the first period, powering a laser beam shot past Hellebuyck for the 1-1 tie at the time. Head coach Jim Montgomery was obviously not happy with the loss, but showed positivity heading into Game 3. He said, "I think as a group we're not happy to be down 2-0, but the games are really close. There's not much separation going on right now. We need to make a separation. We need to find another level when we go home so we can end up on top by a goal. We're going to go home, we're going to be in front of our frenzied crowd, and we're going to have an opportunity to hold serve at home. We've got to get to Game 3. And let's get to our stat of the day, brought to you by our friends over at Puckpedia.com. On yesterday's show, we discussed game scores from Game 1 from our friends over at HockeyStatCards.com. We'll do this again here for Game 2, so if you need an explanation, tune into yesterday's show to get the breakdown of what a game score is. I said yesterday that Colton Parayko and Nick Leddy had to improve their game scores in Game 2 if the Blues were to win, and that did not happen. Leddy and Parayko both registered the worst game scores for anyone else on the ice for the second consecutive game. Leddy registered a -1.37, and Parayko posted a -2.41. Leddy's score was a tick better than his -1.74 in Game 1, but Parayko somehow managed a worse score than his -2.29 in Game 1. Scheifele and Connor both posted impressive game scores yet again, with Scheifele registering a 2.95 and Connor posting a 2.39. Blues captain Braden Schen's brother Luke Schenn was actually the second best player of the night, posting a 2.48, thanks largely to his 3 blocks and game-leading 7 hits. The Jets really seemed to pick up the physical play in this game, registering timely hits and making it difficult for the Blues to find any open ice anywhere. Hopefully, some home cooking for the Blues will turn the tides a bit, as the Blues looked outmatched in Game 2 despite the close score. Winnipeg definitely brought their big boy game. Next up will, of course, be Game 3, and that'll be Thursday night at 8:30 in front of a likely raucous crowd at Enterprise Center in downtown St. Louis.
Wait, Jeff, one more thing.
All right, let's get into Puckdoku, and of course you can play over at Puckdoku.com. Yesterday's winner between Bill and I was Bill. He beat me by a score of 7-16. The best play actually came from both of us. There were 4 0.2 plays yesterday, 2 by each of us. But let's focus on Bill's play at the Boston Bruins and played on one team in a career square, Cleon Daskalakis. Yes, you heard that right. The NHL household name who appeared in 12 NHL games for the Bruins between 1984 and 1987. Freaking Bill. How does he know who this guy is? Fun fact about Daskalakis: Cleon had an eventful day and night on January 26, 1987. Per the Springfield Republican in Massachusetts, Daskalakis was caught in a snowstorm en route to Boston Garden, so he had to phone the club from a stranger's phone. Then he gave a woman a push out of the snow. He made the game at some point and watched as rookie Bill Ranford received an early second period concussion. Daskalakis came in relief and made 21 saves in the 6-2 victory. Of course, we all remember that fateful night on January 26, 1987.
This was the Let's Go Blues Minute powered by Puckdoku. Remember to tune into Let's Go Blues Radio, the original St. Louis Blues hockey podcast and webcast. Available wherever you get your podcasts or on YouTube and Facebook. Until next time, hosers.